Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something right now, ladies. You got power in you that you don't even know about. You've been doubting yourself, lowering your standards, playing small, but no more. Today, I want you to make one bold move that will change everything. And what's that move? Start valuing yourself so much that he either rises to meet you or he watches you walk away. Everything, and I mean everything, starts with how you see yourself, the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you walk into a room, the kind of energy you bring. It all flows from one place, your self-worth. Now, a lot of people hear self-worth and they think it's just about confidence. No, it goes deeper than that. Confidence is the fruit. Self-worth, that's the root. If you walk around like you don't matter, people will believe you. If you walk around apologizing for existing, shrinking yourself down, questioning your value, guess what? The world will mirror that right back to you. People will treat you the way you treat yourself. See, what you tolerate teaches people how to handle you. That's why it's so important to know your worth and never be afraid to show it. Now, here's what I see all the time, especially with women. They'll go above and beyond. They'll pour their heart out. They'll give and give and give, thinking that if they just do enough, that man will finally see their value. But baby, value isn't something you prove. It's something you own. You don't get your worth from being chosen. You're already worthy before anybody picks you. You got to believe that. I'm talking about walking in the room like you belong there. I'm talking about setting boundaries and not backing down from them. I'm talking about being so grounded in who you are that nothing and nobody can make you question it. That kind of energy, it's powerful. It's magnetic. And trust me, when a man sees that, he takes notice. He may not even understand it, but he feels it. There's something about a woman who values herself that just hits different. You can't fake it, you can't imitate it. It's something deep in your spirit that says, I'm not desperate, I'm not chasing, and I'm not settling. But here's the catch. Living in your self-worth isn't always easy. It means walking away from people who don't see you. It means standing alone sometimes. It means letting go of the idea that you have to be liked all the time. But let me tell you, every time you choose your worth over their approval, you rise a little higher. You become stronger. You attract better. Because now you're not begging for love, you're attracting it. From a place of wholeness, from a place of strength. It's like this. When you walk into a luxury store, you don't see price tags slashed and big red sale signs, right? Now, those stores don't beg for your money. They stand on their value. They say, this is the price, take it or leave it. And guess what? People still line up to buy. That's the mindset you need to have. You are not on clearance. You're not a bargain. You're not here to be negotiated down. You are luxury. And anybody who wants access to you needs to know your value and meet your standards. Now, some folks might say, but Steve, if I act like that, won't I scare people off? Let me be real with you. Yes, you will scare some people off. But that's not a bad thing. The people who get scared by your worth were never meant to handle it in the first place. Your light will be too bright for some. Let them go. The ones who are meant for you will respect your shine, not try to dim it. That man you want to crave you, he's not moved by how much you do for him. He's not moved by how available you are. He's not moved by you saying yes every time. What moves a man is seeing a woman who holds herself to a higher standard. A woman who knows she can walk away if she needs to. A woman who doesn't compromise her peace just to keep someone around. That's the woman who lives rent-free in his mind. Because, see, when you treat yourself like a queen, people treat you accordingly. When you respect your time, others respect it too. When you don't let people play with your emotions, they either level up or get out of the way. That's power. That's the kind of power you tap into when your self-worth is unshakable. Yeah, and I'm not just talking about relationships either. This applies to every area of your life, your career, your friendships, your family. How you view yourself sets the tone for what you allow and accept. You don't get paid what you're worth. You get paid what you believe you're worth. You don't get treated how you deserve to be treated. You get treated how you expect to be treated. That's why your mindset is everything. So if you want him to crave you, to chase you, to value you, start with you. Start with how you show up, how you speak about yourself, how you invest in yourself. That one bold move I keep talking about, it ain't about what you say to him, it's about what you say to you. Tell yourself today, I am enough. Say it out loud, I am enough. I don't have to prove myself, I don't have to beg, I don't have to shrink. I am valuable, I am the prize. And if he don't see it, he ain't the one. Because when you believe that deep down, when it's rooted in your soul, everything else starts to shift. The way he looks at you changes. The way people respond to you changes. And most importantly, the way you feel about you, that changes forever. Most people don't realize until it's too late. The moment you stop needing someone to choose you is the moment they start craving you. That's real talk. See, detachment is one of the boldest, most powerful moves you can make in life, and especially in love. But hold up, when I say detachment, I don't mean you stop caring. I don't mean you become cold or play games. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about detachment from the outcome, from trying to control it, from trying to make somebody love you, respect you, or stay when they ain't showing up right in the first place. I'm talking about having the kind of inner peace and strength that says, if it works out, great. If not, I'll still be good. I'll still be whole. I'll still be me. See, when you're attached, when you're chasing, pleading, clinging, you're giving your power away. You're putting your happiness in somebody else's hands, and baby, let me tell you, nobody can handle that kind of weight but you. You got to be responsible for your own joy, your own peace, your own confidence. That's how you win. A lot of folks think love is about holding on tight, but real love doesn't grip, it flows. It respects space. And sometimes the boldest love you can give yourself is to let go of what's not serving you. You ever notice how when you stop calling, they call? When you stop texting, they text? When you go quiet, they start getting loud? That's not coincidence. That's energy. That's detachment in action. Because here's what happens when you detach. Your energy shifts. You're no longer operating from a place of fear or lack. You're not worried about being left or forgotten. You're not bending over backwards just to keep a place in someone's life. No, now you're moving from a place of abundance, a place that says, I'm good either way. I want you, but I don't need you. There's a difference. And let me tell you something. Men feel that. They feel when a woman is content with herself. They feel when she's not out here trying to prove her worth. And that energy, that's attractive. That's unforgettable. That's what makes them think twice. That's what makes them chase. Because now they're not dealing with someone who's begging for love. They're dealing with someone who embodies it. But let's be real. It's not easy to detach, especially when your emotions are involved, especially when you've invested time, effort, your heart. You start thinking, if I just hang in there a little longer, maybe things will change. You start thinking, if I pull away, they'll forget me. But let me hit you with the truth. Nobody worth having will forget you. Not if you meant something. Not if your energy was pure. Not if you showed up with love, integrity, and strength. See, the reason detachment works is because it's rooted in trust. Trust in yourself, trust in God, trust that what's for you will never pass you by, trust that you don't have to chase what's already yours. So instead of clinging to someone who's halfway in, you let them go, not because you don't care, but because you do. You care about your peace, you care about your growth, you care about becoming the kind of person who doesn't settle. And that man, he's going to notice the difference. At first, he might be confused. He's used to you being available. He's used to the good morning texts, the check-ins, the just thinking about you messages. But now you've pulled your energy back. Now you're focused on your life, your goals, your purpose, and suddenly you're not so easy to access anymore. You've created space, and in that space, he has to face a question he's been avoiding. What am I really doing here? Can I afford to lose her? That's when it hits him. That's when craving begins. Because now you're no longer just an option. You're not waiting around. You're not asking him to choose you. You've already chosen yourself. And the thing about a woman who's chosen herself, she glows differently. She walks differently. She doesn't need validation. She already has it. But let me be clear. Detachment doesn't mean silence. It doesn't mean giving the cold shoulder. It's not about playing games or trying to manipulate. No, it's about clarity. It's about saying, this is who I am. This is what I deserve. And if you can't meet me there, it's okay. I'll keep moving. You're not punishing him. You're just honoring you. And here's what's crazy. It doesn't just apply to relationships. It applies to everything. Jobs, friendships, opportunities. The more you chase, the more things run. But the more you align with your value, the more the right things find their way to you. When you detach, you stop begging. You stop forcing. You stop trying to make puzzle pieces fit where they don't belong. I want you to understand something deep right now. When you detach, you create room for miracles. You give life space to surprise you. You step into your power. You stop being reactive and start being intentional. You start choosing instead of waiting to be chosen. And listen, it might be lonely at first. That silence, that space, it can feel uncomfortable. You'll be tempted to go back, to send that message, to ask that question. But don't. Sit in that silence. Let it shape you. Let it teach you. Because on the other side of that stillness is a new version of you. A stronger, bolder, more powerful you. That man you want to crave you, he doesn't crave the version of you who's always available, always giving, always waiting. He craves the version of you who knows her worth, stands in it, and doesn't flinch. The one who could love him deeply but chooses herself first every time. So make that bold move. Detach, not from love, but from desperation. Not from connection, but from control. Detach from the idea that your value lies in someone else's ability to see it. Because once you do, they'll see it so clearly, they'll wonder how they ever missed it. Confidence will get you in rooms that qualifications can't. Confidence will attract opportunities, people, blessings, and love in a way that nothing else can. And I ain't talking about arrogance or putting on some fake front. I'm talking about real confidence. The kind that comes from knowing who you are, what you bring to the table, and not being afraid to walk away from anything or anyone that doesn't recognize it. See, confidence is magnetic. It's electric. When you walk into a room with it, people feel it. You don't even have to open your mouth. Your presence says it all. That's because confidence isn't about being the loudest one in the room. It's about being the surest. It's that unspoken energy that tells the world, I know my value, and I ain't afraid to stand in it. Now here's what's wild. You don't need to be perfect to be confident. You don't need a six-figure job, a fancy car, or some dream relationship to hold your head high. Confidence isn't about what's going on around you. It's about what's going on within you. It's the decision to believe in yourself even when you don't have all the answers. It's choosing to show up anyway, flaws and all, and say, this is me, and that's enough. You ever notice how some people just have that it factor? They ain't necessarily the prettiest, the smartest, or the richest, but they carry themselves like they know they belong. And because they believe it, everybody else believes it too. That's the power of confidence. It creates reality. When you believe in you, the world starts to follow suit. And baby, when a woman owns her confidence, Lord have mercy, it's a whole different level of attraction. That man you're thinking about, he doesn't crave perfection, he craves presence. He wants to feel something when you walk in the room. He wants to see a woman who knows what she brings and doesn't feel the need to explain or convince. And when you radiate that kind of confidence, it stays on his mind. He'll go home thinking about the way you looked at him without flinching, the way you said what you meant with no hesitation, the way you smiled, not to please him, but because you felt good about you. Confidence is freedom. It's the freedom to be yourself without apology. It's the freedom to say no without guilt, to walk away without fear, to pursue what lights you up without waiting for permission. It's the freedom to wear what you want, to speak your truth, to live out loud, even when people don't understand it. And let me say this, confidence doesn't mean you never feel insecure. It doesn't mean you don't have doubts. It means you don't let those doubts run the show. You hear them, you acknowledge them, and then you choose to move forward anyway. That's real confidence. It's choosing to act in spite of fear, not in the absence of it. You know what else? Confidence is built. You're not born with it. You build it by showing up for yourself again and again. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, every time you set a boundary, every time you speak up, even when your voice shakes, that's how confidence grows, like a muscle. You exercise it, you challenge it, you stretch it, and over time, it becomes who you are. Now I want to talk to the ladies who've been dimming their light, who've been shrinking themselves down to make other people comfortable, who've been afraid to shine because they don't want to intimidate anyone. Stop. Your confidence is not the problem. Their insecurity is. You are not too much. You're exactly enough. And if someone can't handle the way you walk in your power, they're not for you. You hear me? They are not for you. And look, confidence isn't about being loud or bossy or aggressive. It's about being rooted, centered, calm in your power. It's that quiet, graceful strength that doesn't need to scream to be heard. The kind of strength that lets you sit in silence and still be the loudest presence in the room. That's the kind of woman who leaves an impression long after she's gone. That man you want to notice you, he may be used to women who chase, who doubt themselves, who bend to please, but when he meets a woman with confidence, who knows she's the prize, who doesn't flinch when he pulls away, who doesn't change herself to be liked, he feels something he's not used to: respect, admiration, craving. And here's the kicker. When you're confident, you don't need anyone to crave you. That's the irony. You don't walk into situations hoping someone chooses you. You walk in knowing you already chose yourself. And that's why they crave you. Because you don't need them, you want them. And there's a difference. Wanting comes from fullness. Needing comes from lack. One attracts, the other repels. Let me break it down like this. Confidence is sexy because it feels like security. When a man sees a confident woman, he sees someone who won't lose herself in the relationship. He sees someone who can stand beside him, not behind him. Someone who brings something to the table without trying to dominate or disappear. That's magnetic. That's unforgettable. But listen, this kind of confidence doesn't come from approval. It doesn't come from likes, follows, or compliments. It comes from the work you do in private, the conversations you have with yourself when nobody's watching, the way you pick yourself back up after life knocks you down, the way you love yourself when you feel unlovable. That's where real confidence is born, in the trenches of your own growth. So I want you to remember this. Your confidence is not extra. It's not too much. It's not intimidating. It's necessary. It's a gift to you and everyone around you. And when you show up in that confidence, the right people will recognize it, respect it, and rise to meet it. Because confidence isn't just magnetic, it's transformational. You are not here to prove yourself to anyone. You're not on this earth to beg somebody to see your worth, to understand your value, to choose you like you're on some clearance rack waiting to be picked up. No, ma'am. That season of proving, it's over. It's time to stop proving and start choosing. Now, I get it. I know where that proving mindset comes from. You've been told your whole life to work harder, love deeper, give more, to earn your place in someone's life. You've been conditioned to believe that if you just try a little harder, hold on a little longer, do everything right, then maybe, just maybe, they'll finally appreciate you. But baby, let me break this down for you. You don't have to prove your value to someone who's already blind to it. If they can't see what you bring to the table, they don't deserve a seat at it. Love should never feel like an audition. A relationship shouldn't feel like a job interview. If you constantly feel like you have to earn someone's love, attention, or time, you're not in a partnership, you're in a performance. And guess what? That ain't love. That's survival mode. See, when you're always proving, you end up settling. You give passes, you ignore red flags, you accept breadcrumbs hoping they'll turn into a meal. You start doing more than you should just to keep someone who's doing the bare minimum. You lose yourself in the process. And all for what? So they might finally choose you? Let me tell you something, and I hope you hear it in your bones. You are the one who's supposed to be doing the choosing, not the other way around. You are not a prize to be won. You are the one handing out the prize. The moment you shift from, I hope they pick me, to, I'm deciding if I want them, everything changes. The power dynamic shifts. The energy flips. Now you're not operating from desperation. You're operating from discernment. And that man, he feels that shift. When you stop trying to prove and start choosing, he notices. You're not chasing, you're evaluating. You're not clinging, you're observing. You're asking yourself, is this man aligned with the life I'm building? Does he match the energy I give? Does he uplift me, challenge me, respect me? Or am I carrying the whole thing by myself? You're not trying to fit into his life. You're checking if he fits into yours. See, when you're proving, your standards start slipping. You say yes when you want to say no. You stay quiet when you should speak up. You accept half effort and call it love. You shrink, you bend, you twist yourself into knots just to be liked. But choosing is about standards. Choosing is about clarity. Choosing is about knowing what you need and refusing to compromise on what matters. Let me be real with you. It takes courage to shift from proving to choosing. It means you'll walk away from some folks you still care about. It means you'll disappoint some people who benefited from your silence, your service, your self-abandonment. It means stepping into your power and risking being alone for a while. But let me tell you something else. Being alone and in peace is better than being chosen and in chaos. You know what's attractive? A woman who knows she has options. A woman who doesn't beg. A woman who's not afraid to lose what isn't meant for her. That kind of energy, it draws people in. It makes a man stop and think, because now he's not dealing with someone who needs him, he's dealing with someone who's already whole. And to keep a woman like that, he has to bring something to the table too. You are not desperate, you are not needy, you are not hard to love. What you are is selective, intentional, discerning. You've done the work, you've healed the wounds. You've picked yourself up too many times to give your energy to someone who isn't ready, isn't steady, or isn't worthy. So from this day on, you don't need to prove that you're loyal. You don't need to prove that you're worthy. You don't need to convince anyone that you're good enough. You know it. You own it. And now you choose accordingly. You choose peace over pressure. You choose clarity over confusion. You choose truth over potential. You choose presence over promises. Let the bold move be this: you stop explaining yourself. You stop chasing people to make them see you. You stop watering down your brilliance to make insecure people comfortable. You walk in the room like you belong, because you do. You walk with purpose, not permission. And if someone wants to be in your life, they step up and meet you there, or they step aside. And I know there will be moments where you'll second guess it. You'll wonder, maybe I was too harsh. Maybe I should have done more. But don't backtrack. Don't go back to the version of you who accepted less just because you were afraid to lose someone. That version of you was surviving. This version of you, she's thriving. Start choosing from a place of power, not pain, from a place of love, not lack, from a place of alignment, not anxiety. When you start choosing instead of proving, your whole life changes. You won't just get attention, you'll get respect. You won't just be desired, you'll be valued. And that's what you deserve. So walk in your truth, live in your worth, and remember, you are not here to beg. You are here to build. And you do that by choosing you over and over and over again.